been rocking the single Blow for a while now. I would like to hope we were one of the first that put that in.
Yeah, well, it's only been out, I mean, for to radio, at least for the campaign, for a couple of weeks. So you guys are definitely one of the first. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I got to check it out. I don't know, Jackie called me and played that for me on Zoom. It was a while back, and it's just such a fun song. I think when I heard it the first time, it wasn't even the version that's out now with Spencer from Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah.
How did that all come together? Are you friends with the band?
It was cool because, okay, so COVID land was weird, but we were able to get into some couple writing sessions with some other people, and everybody's calendar was just toast. So Zoom sessions were a thing, and kind of got to know Spencer on the set of Retaliators, which is the movie that the label produced, and I think that's going to get its heyday in theaters coming up soon, actually. But so Spencer and I are both in the film, and we got to talking, and Blow is part of that soundtrack. So he was like, first of all, I didn't even know if we were like, hey, do you want to hop on this track, if he would be down. But he was not only down, but he was like, yeah, it'd be rad if we wrote the second verse according to my character in the film. I was like, that is so dope. Please, let's do that. And it worked out great. I think the finished product was something that elevated the song even more.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Retaliators, because I've been seeing hints about this movie for quite a long time.
I know.
And pretty secretive on what's going on with that. Is it supposed to come out hopefully this fall?
I'm thinking that's going to be their target, right? Because Halloween and Ice Nine Kills is horror based, and everybody in the film is every rock star that's in that film is just fantastic. So I think it'll be pretty quickly. We'll be seeing more and more. So it did really wonderful things at a lot of the film festivals, which is why I think now they're trying to push for an even larger release.
Right on. Had you done any acting prior to this, or what type of role are you playing in the movie?
So it was funny. I'll give you the short version. I had done community theater in as a kid, high school kid. And then I showed up, and this new thing was going on with the label, and they had this film, and so they were just inviting artists to be part of it as a cameo. And I got there and made fast friends, and one of the directors, producers that is now friends of mine, all of them were like, hey, we actually have a speaking role if you wanted to be in the entire opening scene. And I'm like,
nice.
Is that even a question? So they flew me back out to set, and it was really a cool experience. So I loved it. I'm not sure if I would see acting in my future or not, but it's definitely something I could see myself doing again for the right opportunity.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely stoked to check it out. Like I said, I couldn't find a lot about it. I know I could have read deeper, but I didn't want to get any spoilers.
Oh, dude, it's sick. Are you a horror fan?
Absolutely.
Okay. Think heavy Evil Dead vibes.
I love a good horror comedy.
It's so good. It has a lot of that feel. Lots of gore too. You know what I mean? So
Excellent.
It's just so for horror fans, which is so funny because I am a giant chicken. I am not a horror fan. So
No.
to show up on the set of this horror film and see all of how the back behind the scenes goes, it was a lot of fun for me, and even to be part of it, and I got to perform my own stunt, which was super rad.
Nice.
So that was part of it for me, was the fun. But actual horror film fanatics, so I like a lot of the classics, but I get real jumpy real easy, so I can't do horror films that much.
Well, if you know Evil Dead, you know your horror a little bit.
A little bit, exactly. Like I said, the classics, right? So.
Awesome. Well, can't wait to check that out. I was going to talk a little horror-ish realm with you, because when we were driving up, we were listening to your EP that's on Spotify, the Blow EP.
Yes.
And you do a cover of Separate Ways by Journey.
I do.
And, the 80s is in right now. And so I was going to ask if, you checked out Stranger Things that everybody's talking about.
Yeah. I called my manager. I was like, we missed it. We missed it. They should have used our version. We missed it. But it made for great TikTok content, though, because, I'm like, hey, remember the Stranger Things, kids, right? And now you get this new version of it. We covered that song. And everybody was lighting me up in the comments because they were like, that's not a Stranger Things song. That's a Journey song. I'm like, I know who it is. Okay, I know. But for those 20 and younger, they're gonna go, oh, Stranger Things, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy. My daughters, I mean, they're all about this '80s vibe now.
Yeah, it's coming back.
So even if that song, you just put it out at the right time, I think. I mean, that might be one you might want to push.
Thank you.
To some radio action.
It's got legs, and it's funny because, you know, we're all from the same neck of the woods. Our band is real grassroots. We all grew up together playing in the same bar gigs as kids, right? So, and then we made it, you know, this far along, and want to continue. But we started playing covers just because that's the oldest bar gig trick in the book, to get attention, right? And then people are listening to you, and now all of a sudden they're not paying attention to the television screen in the corner or the pool table. They're paying attention to your band. So it turns out it works in theaters too, which is really cool. We just started playing it as like a whole roster of covers that we learned, but that one kind of stuck. And once we put it in the live set, man, people lost their minds. I was like, this is great.
I would think, listening to just the recorded version, that's one that the crowd probably goes nuts for.
Yeah.
So the Blow EP's out there, available everywhere. Are you working on a full-length release? You know, what else is coming down the line? You scored this awesome tour with Nothing More, and, well, sadly, part of the way asking Alexandria. I don't know, and those guys, we've hung out with them a lot of times, and they're just so fun. I was so bummed that they weren't going to be here.
Dude, same. I mean, and they're just as heartbroken. I was talking with Cam, too, and those guys were so supportive of us, too. Like, they would come around and, like, listen to the, you know, the sound checks and stuff, and they're just really, really cool guys. Very nice dudes. They've been doing this for a very long time, and their sound is killer. Like, I miss their set every night, truly. I know they're heartbroken. They can't be here either. And, you know, so it was wonderful, though, to start with that and get to know them. And so it's kind of a challenge for us to be part of this like sick heavy lineup. And I was like, all right, dude, we gotta add like a breakdown in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta fit in, you know, turn it up a little bit, turn it up, like, right? Which
Absolutely.
is, yeah, exactly. Which I love. I first heard that song and I was like, this is new Nothing More. I'm in, like, as a listener. And then they were like, hey, Nothing More is looking for support bands. I was like, please, I volunteer as tribute. So it's been a sick lineup from the start, but yeah, I'm super heartbroken that they can't be here. But those guys are wonderful.
Yeah, they're great guys, and you know, hopefully Danny's feeling better, and you know, there's always more tours down the line.
There will be, and no teaser to answer your first question. Yeah, we wouldn't be just releasing singles. We got a full album in the works for sure.
Awesome.
So, we got new stuff for you soon.
Well, I'm stoked to see you play live tonight. You know, we've only been treated on our end to little bits we could find on YouTube, or which, you know, watching something on YouTube, that ain't what you're going to get at a live show. I've always tried to stress to people so much. It's amazing how many people I talk to, they're like, I've never been to a concert. And it's like, how? That's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the internet has allowed us to cheat a lot of things, right? I feel like a lot of people, because everything is so accessible via the internet, you can just, you know, you feel like, oh, okay, I've looked at live performances, so like they feel maybe that they've gotten it. But I love what your sentiment is, because especially at the rock show, like, unless you're there, you don't know, you haven't gotten it. You've only gotten like a taste, if that, you know, like just show up, because these are some of the coolest people that you'll ever meet. I was really intimidated by rock music, honestly, when I first started, and then like finding out that these are also the sweetest humans ever. Like, that's the number one rule in the pit, you know, somebody falls, you pick them up. Like, that is you're part of the tribe when you come in here. So now that live music is back, you can't stop us now.
Oh yeah, one big family, and like you said, the nicest people I've ever met are the rock and metal heads. You know, and Jade and I were in the elevator at the hotel before we came over here. Nice family, you know, goes to board the elevator. They look us up and down, and I'm like, we're probably nicer than you guys. Come on, settle down a bit. We're cool.
Right. Yeah. I know we wear all black, like we're super sad faced, but we're not actually. We're just, you know, maybe it's because we get it all out when we scream along to like some of the best metal songs, right? Like, that's catharsis, and then the rest of the world is nice.
Yeah.
More people should try it.
Exactly. All the metal guys I know, even in like the hardcore, you know, just straight death metal bands, just a bunch of big teddy bears, and they're generally nerds. They're my homies. I love hanging out with those people.
Same. I've had the same experience. I felt that in my soul. That's great.
So where's the best places for people to keep up to date on all things Eva Under Fire online?
Oh, we're heavy on Spotify and Instagram. I have new TikTok, so if y'all want to follow us for that shenanigans. We're on Facebook. So you do everything on Apple Music is out there. I mean, YouTube, we've got some cool killer music videos, so like all the places.
Great. Well, I can't wait for more music. And we'll keep, pound and blow on the radio up in Idaho. And thank you for taking a few to chat with us today.
Oh man, thank you, and thank you, Idaho, for killing it. I mean, it's got to be like you said, you guys are slaying the first single early, so I appreciate you. We'll be back around
Anytime.
Thank you.
The Viktor Wilt Show on KBear 101.